Hi everyone, welcome back to the AWS series. So in today's video, we are going to learn AWS Step Functions, which is very important part in AWS services. And we will see how we can use them to automated data workflow. Okay. And I will also walk you through a simple hands-on demo where I will upload a CSV file to S3, process it using AWS Glue, okay, and orchestrate everything using step functions. Okay, so this is very important services in AWS. So I am going to create around 3 videos on the step functions from easy to complex, and in a last part, which will be the third video, I will use the way how the step function used in the industry. So please do not forget to watch all three videos of step functions, and I hope you will feel comfortable once you will read all these video about the step functions. And I also want to request you, I would perform some actions here, like I will choose some custom role here, right? So I would suggest you to how we can create a role, right? These kind of activity I have already covered in my previous videos, so you can go through and watch. Okay, so let's quickly start about the orchestrations. What is the orchestrations? So generally orchestrations automatically runs multiple workflow steps and manage their order, dependencies, retries and errors. I hope you did not understand the exact picture of orchestrations. So let's say if you need to perform some manual operations like a load data to S3, right? Run Glue ETL jobs, right? Which we have, if you remember, we have created one ETL job in my last video, right? So where you can take a reference and querying with Athena. So these manual steps we have done in our previous videos. So what orchestration will do? Orchestrations will automatically trigger these things for us in a step by step manner, like S3 event trigger the workflow, okay, and Glue ETL runs automatically. Athena or downstream services consume transformed result, retries, error handling, everything the step functions can do, right? So let's say I am giving very easy example of step functions. We will also do this in our demo as well. So let's say you have one scenario. So once you uploaded some data into the S3, right? You need to filter some data, and after filter data, you will find some result, right? So you will need to store this result in some database. So there are 2 to 3 steps to achieve this entire architectures. So what you can use? You can use the step functions, and you can create the multiple lambda functions to perform your task. And you can call these lambda functions step by step. Okay, so we will see all these things in actions. Okay, this is the definition of AWS step functions. AWS functions is a managed workflow orchestration services. It let you define state machines that connect AWS services and manage execution flow. Okay, you can read more about AWS step functions on my GitHub page. So I will share this in the video descriptions. Okay, so let's go quickly for a demo one, where what I am going to do, I am going to upload one CSV file into S3, create ETL job to process the file. We have follows these 2 steps in our previous videos as well, but for this demo I will do this very quickly, so that if you want to see in a detail, please watch previous videos. So let's go quickly to the S3. Okay, this is my S3, and let me quickly explain you about my bucket. So I have created one bucket, that is a Rahul demo bucket 2017. Under this bucket I have created 2 folders. One is input folder, you can say that is a source folder, and another is output, that is you can say destination folder. So under the input folder I am going to upload my employee CSV. Okay, so add files and let me search for employee CSV. Employee, yeah, employee, yeah. So what it contains? Employee, here you can see this employee CSV contains 5 user details, right? Rahul, Aman, Priya, Sneha and Rohit, with 4 columns: user ID, name, age and city. So this is the CSV which I have uploaded under the input folder. Uploaded. So step 1 is done, and here you can see step 1 is done. Now I am going to the ETL job. This is very important. Okay, so let me quickly go to the ETL job. ETL jobs comes under the AWS Glue. So let's quickly search AWS Glue. Either you can go from here, or I have already choose this, so it will be available in recent. So yeah, here in the left side navigation you can see the ETL jobs. Here you can select the visual ETL. All right, first what you are going to do here, you are choosing the source. What is our source? That is a Amazon S3. Okay, where we have uploaded the employee CSV file. So I am going to browse under the this. I am giving the folder name where my employee CSV takes place. So yeah, what is the format for our CSV? That is a CSV. Okay, and it is a comma separated. So here is another option, IAM role. So I have already created one IAM role. In you can see in my previous video where I have created one IAM role. So generally what you need to do, you need to create one role and you need to provide two permissions: S3 full access and glue service executions. So you need to provide two permissions. So now you can see here that this data services has been connected with our S3. Here is a tick symbol. Now data, we have all the data which we have uploaded into the S3. Now what we are going to add, I am going to add a transforms logic. So what I'm going to do here, you can see this is a filter. This is our CSV. So I am adding one filter here, and again same example I'm using. I will add a filter like age should be greater than 25. Age should be greater than 25. So here I am going to choose the filter. Yeah, filter, and double click on the filter. Choose the node parent, which is the S3 where your data is exactly available, and where we are going to add a filter, add a conditions. So as one thing here, I just want to clear, we in a last video we are created the crawler, right? Crawler through which we scan the S3 data, but now we have the S3 data directly without crawler, right? Without data catalog. So here what you need to do, you need to choose the keys, right? So first let me see, add conditions. Okay, I'm going to add a one condition here. So you can see, just a second, let me see what is missing here. Filter, transform, choosing, I have choose. So yeah, here you can see that we have a three portion where you can apply the filter: user ID, name and age. Okay, so I am applying a filter on name, right? So where we can see the operations, pre-build operations batches. So this was my CSV file. So I am saying that please filter all the records from this CSV whose name is Rahul. All right. So I am giving here RAHL. Yeah, that's fine. So this is my transformation logic. Okay, so I'm going to do, I am going to create one ETL job, that is means extract, transform and finally load. So now we have the filtered data, right? If you see that here, you can clearly see there is only one record, right? Which name is Rahul. So now we need to store this data somewhere in S3 again, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose again S3, Amazon S3, right? And this time we need to store the output. So here you have selected the filter data, right? This should be stored in output folder. Okay, so here you can choose the output folder. Fine, that's fine. Yeah, all things look good here. So what we have done, we have select a data source, that is S3, where we need to fetch the data. Second, we have added the transformer logic, right, to filter the name. Means we need to find the user whose name is Rahul. And finally, we store all the filter data into the S3. Okay, so this is my job. So let me employ ETL job. All right, let me save this. Okay, so my ETL job has been created for the employee. We can go to the visual, we can go to the ETL jobs. Okay, here you can reload again. Now you can see that this ETL job has been created successfully. So if you remember, in our last video we have created the ETL jobs and we have run this ETL job from here, right? But now what I am going to do, I am going to create one step function. That step functions will run this ETL job. So let's quickly go to the step function. Yeah, here is the step function. You can go to the dashboard. Under the dashboard, sorry, under the step function, you have a state machines. First, create a state machines. Create from blank. Give the state machine name. Uh, Here we can give read data from ETL job. All right. Choose the standard one. Continue. All right. So this is the picture for your staff functions. All right. So what you are going to do here, you are calling the ETL job. So here you can see, here we have the various AWS services that you can run through the staff functions. So I am choosing one, AWS Glue, right? So you can choose here AWS Glue. Cool. So that's fine. And you can see here state name, right? Arguments, output, variables, if you want to provide any variables, and configurations. I am looking for a name, that is fine, state name. And all right, here is an option code. You can choose the code one. Okay, and under the code, which ETL job you want to run, so you can provide the name of your ETL job here. So let's go to the ETL, and this was my ETL job. I am giving this here. All right, let me create. Okay, so it is saying that either you will need to provide one role, or I can create one role with these permissions. Okay, but I have already created one role, so let me choose mine role. Okay, so yeah, here as I said, I have already created a one role, so I do not want to create any new role with these configuration or these permissions. So let me go to the view role configurations. So here you have one options: create a role or choose your role. So I have already created one role for step functions. It a simple role with two permissions. One is S3, second is glue permissions. Only two permissions for the step functions. So that's all. I think we can create this step functions. Perfect. Let me go to the state machines. Here you can see that my one step function has been created. Let me go inside this step function. All right. And yeah, so this is my first educations. What it will do, it will run my ETL jobs because I have configured ETL jobs with the step functions. So currently we have not parameterized anything, so we will leave as it is, and I am running start execution. Okay, so let's click on a start execution. Here you can see that this is in green. It means it has sent a request to the ETL jobs. Currently we have not handled any error mechanism within the staff functions. Okay, we will see later. So yeah, so here you can see that request has been sent. Let me go quickly to the ETL jobs. Under the ETL jobs you can see the runs, and here you can see that one run, it is running state. It may take some times, so let's wait. Okay, so now you can see that my ETL job has been successfully c- completed here, right? So let's see in RS3 that are did we receive anything regarding the filter data or not. So let me go quickly to the S3, and under the S3, let me go to the general purpose buckets under the output. Yeah, here you can see that when ETL job runs, so it generate one parquet file for us. So what this file contains? This file contains the filter data, right, which we have applied during the ETL job, right? So yeah, if you want to see this data, what you can do, you can just create one crawler on it, and it will crawl. You can say scan the data, and you can see using the Athena query. This is the, you can see this is the this is the homework for you. You can do this. I have already done this activity in my last videos, but for to view this data, parquet file data, I can give a hint. You can create one crawler, right? Crawler will create the data catalog tables, and these table you can execute some query using the Athena. So in this video, what we have learned, we have discussed about the AWS Step Functions. We saw like how basically we can run our ETL jobs, right, using the Step Functions. We can run many AWS services using the Step Functions, but for this demo, I use the ETL jobs. So in next coming part, I am going to plan to make the video how we can send the parameters from staff functions to the ETL jobs, right? And how ETL job will receive those parameters and perform these actions. So next video, please do not forget to watch. It is very important for you, and industry wise this is in daily use, right? So please do like, subscribe, comment if you like such kind of videos, and do not forget to click on the notification icon. Yeah, thank you very much.